Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In the last episode, we were speaking with our companions, exploring Skyhold, and to anyone who is wondering, okay, we've been exploring Skyhold for a while, when are you gonna leave? Not for quite a while. There is plenty for us to do here. Now, before I get into the episode proper, I would very quickly like to say thank you to all of the people who wished me a happy birthday. This is gonna seem like quite a belated thank you to you. I think this will be going up like a week after my birthday, but I'm only recording it like a couple of days after. So yes, very belated thank yous. I had a very nice birthday. It was very chill. I didn't really do much of anything, but you know, that's how I like to be. I'm not really one for parties and, you know, going out. Nah, that's really not my scene. I treated myself to a burrito and some cheesy fries as a nice little birthday dinner. And I just spent the day chilling out, having a bit of a me day, playing some Sims 2. It was a very lovely birthday. Alrighty then, so we had just spoken to Dorian and Fiona. Yes, Hellissima. That's a new name. Mm-hmm. Oh, The Folly of General Not Sheraton. This is part 4. So, I know that part 1 is glitched, and you physically can't get it. It's in the game, like, it's in the game files, but you just can't get it. I think I've picked up one of these codex entries before. You know what, when I pick up the last one, that's when I'll read all of them. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Now then, Hellissima, hello.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
You replaced Maenave. You're a tranquil. What are your abilities? How are your duties going? Yes, you've replaced Maenave. She survived Haven, or at least I hope she did. She better have done. I'm pretty sure I got to her in time. So yeah, what is this about?
You're taking over the duties of Maenave?
Yes. She said she was needed elsewhere and that I should serve the Inquisition to the best of my ability.
What is she doing?
I wasn't told.
I have thoughts on Maenave because it seems so odd that she wouldn't tell Hellissima where she was going, bearing in mind that Maenave really liked the Tranquil. I mean, she even said she likes the Tranquil better than most people because she finds them to be kinder, more patient. They don't yell. And, you know, she went out of her way to protect the Tranquil that were left at her circle. When the other mages went to join the rebellion, they took some of the Tranquil, but they didn't take all of them. And Maenave, who isn't a combatant, who struggles to protect herself, went out of her way to protect the Tranquil. And so I find it, when I say I find it out of her character, I don't mean that like, the writers are doing a shitty job. Brr, brr, brr. Like, I don't mean it like that. I just mean I find it so interesting that she wouldn't say, oh, hey, don't worry, like, I'm gonna be back. Like, I'm off doing this, don't be concerned. And as far as I'm aware, no one else in the Inquisition mentions Maenave. As such, I would assume that they don't know where she's gone either. Now, how do I word this? I have a theory, and it's based on nothing. This is not a theory where I'm like, and I can present this evidence and this evidence. I have no evidence of this theory. I'm thinking of a specific slide in Trespasser that is concerning a great exodus of elves. Again, I'm trying to be vague here. I'm trying to be very vague here. If you've played Trespasser, then I'm hoping you'll know which slide I mean. The elves, well, not all of them, but a lot of them all go off. I'm wondering if that's what Maeve has done. Because for her to just leave, for her to be so secretive, I wouldn't be surprised if she had joined that organization. Again, I know I'm being purposefully vague, but I hope you can understand me. Yeah, you're a tranquil.
You were made tranquil.
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
And what exactly are your skills?
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures encountered in your efforts as leader of the Inquisition.
What makes you particularly qualified?
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
Oh, that hurts my heart. And how are things going?
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Not optimal given the facilities. Skyhold should be improved, or our efforts will continue to suffer.
Okie doke.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Now then, I do actually have plenty for you to research. Oh, there was more than just frost rags. I know there was more. Ooh, 375 influence. Nice. Come on. Come on. There we go. God, we had 4 pauldrons. Damn. But at least now we have that very nice damage bonus against the Red Templars. Lovely. Now then, sir.
Oh, Inquisitor, greetings. I was recently appointed by Sister Leliana to keep her books in order. I'm so pleased to be here, helping out in my small way. Well, I should get back to work.
Okay, can anyone tell me who this guy is? Who is this man? Like, you can see he doesn't have a name. Like, when you hover over him, like, yeah, Hellissima. Her name is above her little speech bubble. But this guy, there is nothing. I can't... He kind of looks like, Lisas. He was the elven guy. When we entered Redcliffe, he was the guy that approached us basically saying, oh, Fiona's no longer in charge now. We're being led by Magister Alexius, but feel free to speak to the former First Enchanter if you like. And he was also present in the future. He was the guy in the jail cell who was chanting, Andraste blessed me, Andraste blessed me. My tears are my sins, my sins. That guy. I can't tell if this is supposed to be him or if it's just some random guy who's a little bit bugged out, so we never know his identity. Who is this man? I want to know, who is he? Where did you find him, Leliana? On the condition of your charges. Dear Leliana, you'll be happy to learn that your friends are doing well. Schmooples II is still unhappy about his meal plan and tries to get into the pantry. I had to have a bolt installed and now he whines constantly. The 2 little ones are still a handful, but good news! I've managed to discourage Boulette from relieving herself on the silk rug Justinia gave you. Felicine, from 2 doors over, has been visiting almost every day to play with the nugs. She is quite delightful, and Schmooples II is fond of her. I suspect it is because she brings him sweets from her father's shop. I had to ask her governess to keep her from visiting the house, however, as someone tried to infiltrate it 2 nights ago. An agent of one of the Blanchards, hoping to uncover some of the Nightingale's secrets. I neutralized and interrogated him. His ability to withstand questioning was deplorable. Someone needs to talk to the Blanchards about their spies. All I had to do was put Schmooples II in his face and tell him that I hadn't fed the creature that day. Your pet played his part admirably. I received your orders and will depart for Ferelden as soon as possible. I have arranged for Garda to take over nug keeping. Sparrow. I love this. I love this codex entry. Schmooples might be dead, but the spawn of Schmooples, Schmooples II, lives on and apparently has babies of his own. Oh. I love that little detail. I think that's great. Just, you know, Leliana, she was so taken with schmooples that she got more of them and she's breeding them. I love that. I love that so much. Do you have...
Sister Leliana will want access to the birds. Get the cages up here. Quickly.
Very interesting. Excuse me. A fine time to close a border. The news is dire. There are rumours that our warden brothers and sisters in Ferelden have all perished. Without the Grey Wardens, the Blight will take Ferelden. Then it will undoubtedly spread. It will go north to Navarra and the Marches. It will come west to Orlais. At the head will be an archdemon, and in its wake will come thousands upon thousands of darkspawn. We must be ready to stare squarely into the eyes of oblivion. Many of you have asked why we remain here when such threats are mounting in the east. The problem, you see, is not a new one for us. Politics. To say Ferelden and Orlais have been at odds is an understatement. These two are like dogs and cats. We wardens are Orlesian by address only, but that does not seem to matter to Ferelden's leaders. Word is that the King of Ferelden is dead, and his successor, Loghain MacTyr, decrees that no warden set foot in the country. MacTyr, a national hero who helped expel invading Orlesian forces from Ferelden, seems to have it out for our order too. Maybe he doubts our abilities. Maybe he is more foolish than the history books make him out to be. This is why we must wait, even as Ferelden willingly welcomes its fate. An address by Warden Constable Blackwall of Valshavan to his recruits, 930 Dragon. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that incredibly interesting? Bearing in mind what Blackwall said, because we asked him, where were you during the Blights? And he said he was in Ferelden, yet this address... He's saying we have to wait in Orlais. Isn't that strange? Isn't that so incredibly odd? I wonder what that's about. I think Aenor... Here's the thing, Blackwall has been very trustworthy so far, and she does admire him. He is a Grey Warden, and Aenor does tend to give Wardens the benefit of the doubt. So I think, you know, she'd be reading this, she'd see this little tidbit at the bottom, and I think her first thought would be, well, maybe he managed to cross the Ferelden border. He was in Orlais to give this speech to his recruits in 930, and then he decided, you know, okay, things are looking really dire over there. We have to try and get across, even if it's just one of us. I mean, you know, a warden constable and all his recruits, you know, that'd be spotted a mile away. But, like, one guy crossing, you know, at maybe like not at like the actual border, but like, you know, a couple of miles off, you know, going through the mountains, that could be doable. That doesn't sound so outlandish. Yeah, I have other Inquisitors who are far more discerning, who are far more like, wait, hold up, what? Pardon? That's a contradiction, but Aenor, like I said, Aenor is not perfect. She does not have future sight. She cannot see the twists and turns that the game will take, and Blackwall is a Grey Warden. She is far more inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, if there is a reasonable explanation, like, he crossed the border, he gave that speech, and then he managed to sneak across the border, that's not outlandish. She's far more inclined to believe that than, maybe I've been lied to. Maybe there's something going on there. Note found in Skyhold's rookery. Saddler. Baron Plucky. I don't care how many missions he's flown or how many lives his actions have saved. He is a holy terror. Nearly pecked out my eye the last time I tried to attach a message to him. All the dramatic flapping and squawking caused the sister to come over. You should have seen her look when she snatched the letter from me. If I had a weak constitution, it might have killed me on the spot. I suppose she thought I was trying to murder her prized raven. and all she had to do was coo at him, and the Baron hopped onto her shoulder, all sweetness, and nestled into her neck. How does she do it? All the birds like her. Is it blood magic? It's blood magic, isn't it? Weaver. No, it's not blood magic. Leliana is just a Disney princess. So it seems. Birds, nugs, all animals love Leliana.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
The names of those we lost. You must blame me for this.
I blame Corypheus. Now that you mention it, it was your fault. No, the last time Aenor checked, Leliana did not march an entire army's worth of Red Templars across the mountains and then sick a dragon on Haven. That wasn't Leliana, that was Corypheus.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
You care for your men, or we could have lost both. Learn from this. No, that speaks well of Leliana. The fact that she cares so much, it speaks well. That is not a weakness.
You look out for your people. That's a good thing, is it? My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Their soldiers, our men, are not disposable. Yeah, this, all the way. Aenor. Here's the thing, Aenor considers herself a soldier. Obviously not in the trained sense, but she is a hunter. She is a warrior. She is a guard. She feels a lot more at home, sort of, on the front lines with the other soldiers. She feels a lot more comfortable there than, in some tent giving orders and directing the battle. That's really not where she's meant to be. And if she overheard someone saying, they're soldiers, that means they're disposable, she'd have words for that person. Excuse me, I'm putting my life on the line. The least you can do is respect that and treat me like a person, not as something that can be thrown away.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We're better than Corypheus.
Indeed. Now then, Leliana, just to double check, do you have anything else?
Yes.
Oh. You must miss Justinia. And I'm guessing that the game is still like, are you sure you don't want to ask if she was fucking Justinia? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Yet you must miss her.
The Divine's death hit you hard. How have you been feeling?
Oh, you are referring to my outburst in the Haven. I am much better now. Justinia was such a dear friend, and there were so many things going wrong.
Tell me about it. Does anything ever go right? Best not to dwell. No, I think Aenor has not exactly conflicting emotions when it comes to Leliana. Leliana does intimidate her a little bit, and I think she is also very concerned with the fact that she has a tendency to be ruthless. But it's not she's not just ruthless with the enemy, she's ruthless with their own people. The idea of I should have let my people be killed, so then we could have gotten more information. And because, Aenor is now the Inquisitor, she is now in charge. She doesn't want to be in charge. She's very uncomfortable, but she's gonna try her best. The people need a sign of hope. She is that sign. She's gonna try and do her best with that. And I think one of the things she really wants to instill in Leliana is just don't do that. don't be ruthless when it comes to our men. And I think she sees a darkness in Leliana. And I think maybe she's going out of her way. I wouldn't necessarily say to befriend Leliana. She wants to be friendly with, you know, all of the people she's working with. But I think it's more so the fact that Leliana has a tendency of looking within herself. And she looks into the darkness, and the darkness stares back, shall we say. And I think Aenor's thinking, nope, let's pull you out of that. Focus on me. Like, talk to people. Don't focus on the darkness. I want to get you beyond that. And, you know, sometimes talking about your problems can help. It can help you out. So, yeah, tell me about this.
Sometimes it's best to talk these things out.
I was there when the hero Ferelden defeated the Archdemon. We won the day, and I thought the Maker smiled on me. When the Divine requested my help, I went to her. I owed her that much. I sacrificed so much to do the Maker's work. But now, Justinia is dead. I was angry. I felt betrayed. But I shouldn't have let my emotions get the better of me. I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize. Let's not speak of it. You still get things done. No, you were grieving. You don't need to apologize for grieving.
Don't apologize. You were grieving and upset. I understand.
Thank you. Now enough of this. Let us think more pleasant thoughts.
Any updates?
Anything I should know?
It seems that the Orlesian army is awaiting our next move. Some of the generals are sympathetic to our cause. Others are still suspicious. Our actions are under a great deal of scrutiny.
I'll leave you to your work.
Oh, I feel so badly for Leliana. It does hurt. It really hurts to think of the bright, vivacious young woman that we met in Origins, who loved to tell stories, and then to see this Leliana. Oh, it stings. It stings so much. Okie doke, now then, last but by no means least, we've spoken to everyone else. Solas, hello.
How can I help?
Tell me more of yourself.
I'm interested in what you told me of yourself in your studies. If you have time, I'd like to hear more.
You continue to surprise me. All right, let us talk. Preferably somewhere more interesting than this.
Where will he take us, I wonder? Where is more interesting than Skyhold?
Why here?
Haven is familiar. It will always be important to you.
We talked about that already.
I sat beside you while you slept, studying the anchor.
Thank you, that must have been quick. We're not here for me. I think she'd be very grateful. I mean, Varric did tell her when she first met him and Solas that the anchor was killing her and that it was Solas who had prevented that. And I'm not sure if she's ever actually said thank you, so, you know, now's the time.
I'm glad someone was watching over me.
You were a mystery. You still are. I ran every test I could imagine. Searched the Fade, yet found nothing. Cassandra suspected duplicity. She threatened to have me executed as an apostate if I didn't produce results.
I wouldn't allow that. Of course she did. It got results. How would we have prevented it? We were in a coma. Yeah, that's such a Cassandra thing to do.
Cassandra's like that with everyone.
Yes. You were never going to wake up? How could you? A mortal sent physically through the Fade. I was frustrated, frightened. The spirits I might have consulted had been driven away by the breach. Although I wished to help, I had no faith in Cassandra, or she in me. I was ready to flee.
You didn't. Where to? You were smart not to. And yeah, the breach was gonna consume the world, buddy. Where were you gonna run off to?
The breach threatened the whole world. Where did you plan to go?
Someplace far away, where I might research a way to repair the breach before its effects reached me. I never said it was a good plan. I told myself, one more attempt to seal the rifts. I tried and failed. No ordinary magic would affect them. I watched the rifts expand and grow, resigned myself to flee, and then... It seems you hold the key to our salvation. You had sealed it with a gesture. And right then, I felt the whole world change.
This mattered to you. I'm glad you stayed. You care about me. This isn't how it happened. Yeah, we're not gonna go with the questioning response for once. No, because there's something far more pressing. It's time. It's time to enter Soul Level and Hell. Yes, I'm excited. My heart, it will break. Just to talk about how Aenor is feeling right now. I mentioned before, Aenor doesn't feel attractive. Aenor has never viewed herself as beautiful. I disagree with that. I think she's stunning. Look at that face. Look at that perfect face. But Aenor herself, she's never really liked how she looked. And her relationship with Solas, I think she deeply respected Solas. Seeing him, sacrifice his life in that alternate future, her opinion of him just soared through the roof. She had this great deal of respect for him, and then he started flirting with her. And I know mechanically we flirted with him first. Aenor didn't view it as a flirt. Aenor did not view herself saying, "Oh, I'll protect you, don't worry." She did not view that as flirting. Clearly, Solas took that as flirting, but that isn't what Aenor meant. And so, for him to, kind of compliment her, this man that she really respects, saying, "I find you quite attractive. I like those muscles." Her heart started beating like an agitated butterfly, shall we say. That's a weird metaphor, but fuck it, let's go with it. Her heart was an agitated butterfly. And, now this, I felt the whole world change. Her cheeks are heating up. She can feel them, the tips of her ears turning bright red as she's thinking, her desire to probe into that. What do you mean by that? Overwhelming the fact of, is this how it happened? I don't remember it happening like that. Also, why are we in Haven? Haven just got snowed in. Her desire to question, thoroughly overwhelmed by her desire to probe Solas's feelings, shall we say.
Felt the whole world change.
A figure of speech.
I'm aware of the metaphor. I'm more interested in felt.
You change everything.
It's okay. Kiss him. Again, her heart fluttering in her chest. And I think they're at that awkward stage where, and neither wants to say, "Hey, I'm interested in you," but they both are. And I think this is one of those times where Aenor's thinking, you've just got to be impulsive. You've just got to go for it, otherwise you'll never go for it.
Sweet talker.
We shouldn't. It isn't right. Not even here.
What do you mean, even here?
Where do you think we were?
This isn't real.
That's a matter of debate. Probably best discussed after you wake up.
It was a dream! It was a dream the whole time! Not gonna lie, that's how I wanted Harry Potter to end. I desperately wanted... I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, to be very honest. I bought the first book and I didn't make it past the first page. I tried to read the first page like 5 or 6 times, and it just wasn't going in. I was just like, well, clearly this is boring me. And I never continued with it after that. But I always hoped, I had my fingers crossed, just like, please, let the ending be a massive fuck you. Just like, oh, Voldemort is dead, blah, blah, blah. And then Harry woke up in the cupboard under the stairs, and he realised that this was all a dream because he's a poor, abused child, and his psyche wants to escape from the Dursleys, but he can't. I would have laughed so fucking much, because I'm evil in that way, apparently. Yes, oh my heart, my soul. I'm living in Soul of Hell and Hell. I keep saying it, but okay, and yes, we've also found the Inquisitor's quarters. However, we will look at this area in the next episode, because I'm just about out of time for this one. So, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.